look so shiny. I still look shiny. Like, whatever.
Thank you for recording.
All right.
All right. It's a little cold out there, so watch those streets. Pack your patience.
Go ahead.
It's Thursday night, and you're listening to HBL Radio Nation.
Camouflage. Grab some mosquito spray.
5,000 dead Indians lay naked on the desert highway. Welcome to HBL Radio Nation. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
And we're here to entertain you and make you think a little bit and throw all kinds of information and maybe some fun in your way. But Diane is going to start with her decimation of some diabolical diatribes in today's details. Thank you for that. That was on the fly. That was pretty good, right?
I kind of wanted to start with BRITTNEY GRINER.
Great place to start. Because, you know, one of the things with BRITTNEY GRINER was, of course, a WNBA star who was going over to Russia to do an exhibition game. She brought along some vape pens that had THC in them. And because of that, it was considered a narcotic by Russians. They arrested her, they convicted her, and they had not only
9 years
put her in a jail, they moved her off into what they would consider more of a gulag,
hard labor,
very hard labor jail area. And one of the things with BRITTNEY GRINER is that a lot of the right are complaining about the guy that they got for him. The guy that they got for him, Victor,
Russian arms dealer.
He's a Russian arms dealer, but he was captured in Indonesia or Thailand, one of those two. I'm foggy on it, and I think the rest of the world is too. But he served 8 to 10 years there, and then he was extradited to the United States. And he was sentenced 15 to 25 years, and he served 22.
I thought it was 15.
He had 3 more years to serve, is what I understood.
Yeah, he was going to get out.
So he's already served most of his time. It's not a loss for the U.S.
Yeah.
He served his time for this. Now, mind you, you serve that much time in an American jail, and then you get sent back to Russia. It's not good times, yay. Miami Vice, #1 new show. You know, when you get back over there, it's not going to be fun for him.
Well,
KGB is going to pick him up at the airport.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it to anyone's apartment. He's not going to any welcome home parties. You know, this guy is going to be gone pretty quickly.
And on the other hand,
dude.
You know, BRITTNEY GRINER is going to come home to a huge welcome. So happy. I give kudos to Biden for making this happen.
Yeah.
She was in jail for 294 days. And, you know,
and her family
she's
happy.
Black, she's gay, she's a woman, and she's in a Russian prison. Now, it's hard enough being a Black person, gay woman here, but I cannot imagine what she went through over there. It's heartbreaking. And I'm so thrilled.
Not easy on her.
I'm so thrilled that she got out today. And I was just really, really happy. And by the way,
absolutely, I
would like to, add to this that the lowest paying salary for a guy in the NBA is $2.1 million. $2.1 million. Her salary is only $227,000 a year.
And why do you think there's still that discrepancy? There's the argument on the other side, which I totally disagree with. But the argument that you have to combat when you're talking to these idiots is that they say that, well, they don't generate as many ticket sales as the men's basketball. But here's the thing. If you spread it out evenly amongst both of them, then you do, but then you're called a socialist.
Well, it's equal pay for the same job.
I mean, agree.
And same thing with the women's soccer team. The women's soccer team won.
Well,
they were
getting
paid.
Women's soccer team is better than the U.S. men's soccer team.
Well, that's what I mean. And they were getting paid a quarter of, or if even less.
Didn't they just renegotiate that?
They did, and I think they got it. So,
yeah.
So this also,
Here's the footy.
goes into what I heard today. I was listening to a show this morning, and it was Stephanie Miller show, and she had Margaret Cho on. And Margaret Cho is a comedian, and really funny comedian, I must say. And something she said today really like struck me like a bolt of lightning. She goes, "All I am is other," unquote. I was just like, that's the same thing with Brittney Griner. She's black, she's gay, she's a woman. Uh Margaret Cho, gay, Asian woman, you know what I mean? And this attack from the right on the whole LGBTQ community, and it's just, and they're shutting these things down because guys are showing up with guns and they're covering their face, and I mean it's just, it's
why do you think
it's
the
a
right
distraction is what it is.
so
It's
offended by two women or two men getting together? If it's not their relationship, why do you think that people get so concerned about it?
it doesn't affect their life
It
at
doesn't.
all.
And it
The thing
shouldn't.
about it is that they make their beliefs, they try to push their beliefs, their religious beliefs onto the rest of us.
That's right. And that's not religious freedom, because that's religious obsession and religious oppression at that point. When you have one religion that is forcing your views on everyone else because I need to save them, because they need to be saved from, their own selves, that's when you have to stop it. And that's when religion becomes difficult. So this season, whenever anyone says Merry Christmas, remember to look at them and look really smug and say, all holidays matter.
Well, the thing about it is they're just Christo fascists. They're
Of course, I need to
and
save you from yourself.
They're obsessed. They're obsessed with children's genitalia. They're obsessed with trans people. They're obsessed with gay people. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you one fucking bit what other people do in their fucking bedroom. It does not affect you one fucking bit.
I agree with what happens in other people's bedroom as long as it's consulting adults. I just want to make certain that's clear. I know you're clear on that. I just want to make certain that's out there, because you did mention children's genitalia at the beginning of that, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea that you were saying the wrong thing.
Right.
We're very much against anything like that.
No, we're pro gay. We're pro everything.
We're pro
another thing that
being you.
Another thing that Margaret Cho said, that she said, the attack on the trans and gay community is a distraction from their Nazi, fascist, bigoted behavior. And I thought, whoa, yeah, it is, because same thing with everything that they do is projection. Everything that I don't understand. And then
The
I'm trying.
aspect,
I have so many things going through my head right now, and I'm trying to calm
statement
down.
I agree with, but I totally disagree. I married into a Jewish family. I totally disagree with comparing anything to Nazis and the Holocaust and Hitler at this point, because that really was a whole different level. That was
how can you say that they're not Nazis when they're saying literally out loud that we love Hitler?
Well, they may love Hitler, and that's the whole thing. They're trying to drag people into that argument, and we can't allow that to happen. We can't take the bait on that, is what I'm saying. We need to focus on the fact that they are fascists. They're trying to do their own thing. They're trying to
they're white nationalists,
misdirect.
They're white supremacists.
They're white supremacists.
They're a cult.
Absolutely, they are a cult. There's several cults that are going on here. As a matter of fact, you might even call them tribes. And who knew that I would bring that about, Di?
Yeah.
But really, we'll talk about that in a future episode about my concept on tribes and all that. But they really are the cults that you're talking about. The cult of personality that we have for Trump and his revivalist tent meetings. It's insane. It's like he's a preacher going out there. It's the same concept. He's taken that grift over the years, and he's learned how to use that grifting of that type of mentality and that type of con job as to, I'm the most successful out there, but before you leave this tent, you give me some of your money, and that money is going to go to make certain that what you want to happen, the people you hate, I'm going to punish.
Mhm.
And then he gets money from him and uses it for fuck all. You know, whatever the hell he wants to use it for. That's what happens at that point.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be this rich billionaire and a great businessman and all this shit.
He's a terrible
he's a
businessman.
terrible businessman. He has
He's a
claimed
failed real
bankruptcy
estate agent.
7 times.
He's a failed real estate agent. Let's face it.
Oh God, he's such an asshole.
Did you
Well,
hear the whole thing about what his father did? The loan that his father gave him that wasn't a loan, how they got around it? This is part of the reason why Trump opened a
the
casino.
$400 million that he got.
The casino? Trump opened a casino that was almost instantly failing, and Trump's father went in there and bought a shitload of chips.
Yep.
Right? And then never cashed him in.
Yep.
And just handed him back.
How do you fucking bankrupt a
That is
goddamn
laundering.
casino?
That's laundering.
It's just,
It's
they're-
not
they've
like,
been a criminal family from day one.
But
His
they were just
father
busted on
owned
fraud.
brothels and all this other
but
kind
they
of
were
shit.
just busted on fraud. And that brings me to something that I had written down, which is from Sarbanes-Oxley. Is 2 senators from 2002, and they formed this whole law, this whole act, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002. And this was all around financial reporting. There was a whole bit with financial reporting and you know, how you do it, the rules behind it. And one of the big rules is that the top leading executive position is solely responsible at that point for any fraud, whether it's intentional or not. So if you consider that, once the organization that he was a part of became, you know, part of this lawsuit and was convicted of fraud, then his name's on it. He's got the top executive position. We can officially say this man is guilty of fraud.
Yeah.
We would be getting applause through on the show right now if Tony were back, you know, doing the drops at this moment. But he's very difficult.
I don't have a mouse.
He's not listening to any of us. He's throwing thing at us. He beats us before the show. Beats us into submission. He does. No, Tony is wonderful. We love Tony. Tony did such a great job with it. Look at these backgrounds. I love.
I know.
I love this. How in the hell can you be that creative?
Well, I made that logo, but he made it all happen. He made the Venmo thing happen too.
He's
Put
great.
my picture in the middle of it.
Yeah. What is it? Venmo? What is that? People can donate?
People can donate money if they want to and help
Okay.
us fund this and maybe get a little better and a little better equipment. We kind of need some things. I need a thingy.
Pop filter.
Yeah.
Do you have a wire hanger and an old pair of stockings?
Negative.
That's how we used to do it.
I know.
As a matter of fact, Val Ventura and I sang in a song where there were stockings hanging, the legs were hanging up.
Right. So let's get to the Trump org 17 counts found
Trump
guilty.
org? Well, that's my point, is that Sarbanes-Oxley, according to Sarbanes-Oxley, we can now look at Che Cheeto and say that this guy is absolutely a fraudster.
Yeah.
And look at all the other fraudsters.
Isn't Weisselberg facing like 20 years in jail?
Weisselberg has taken a big fall because he's the chief financial officer, but he's not the chief executive officer.
Mhm.
And that's what Sarbanes-Oxley really points to. They brought him up in it, but he actually testified, and he actually gave testimony based on the fact that he would get a break. So he's kind of taken the fall. He's accepting kind of taking, you know, but he's getting a break on taking the fall.
Yeah, but he
So-
did not testify. He did not give. He
He
gave
gave
up
written-
Trump org, but he did
He
not
gave
give up
Trump.
Trump.
No, and he didn't need to. He knew he didn't need to. Financial records in those organizations, they know exactly what needs to happen. And they needed to get the organization. They needed to get them so that they could go after the executive.
Right.
And whose name's on the building.
God damn.
You know, that's what it comes
This
to.
guy's got to go down. I'm so sick of this.
Like all white supremacists, he likes to own big buildings and people.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I don't know if you heard this, but the J6 committee is going to be doing referrals to the DOJ and releasing their report on December 21st. And I cannot wait for that. I mean, all of this stuff is connected. That's the other thing.
Well,
It's all connected.
there's a few different people who have said a few different things on this. We got one or two options on this. One could be that they say, okay, DOJ, go ahead, bring Trump up on charges for this whole thing.
I don't know how you can't.
Or they might say, DOJ, you already have plenty to bring him up on the charges for the classified documents, which they found 2 more of today.
It was actually yesterday, but in
yesterday,
a storage
in a
unit. Yeah.
storage unit. Yeah. 2 more classified documents.
In a fucking
Do you know?
storage unit.
Do you know how many it took to kill the Rosenbergs? One document. He's got 2 that they just found this week. That's a whole thing. So,
And you know what? They searched his shit 4 months ago. When did they get?
well, they're
When did-
already up for.
When did he
contempt of
open that
court.
storage unit? Was it 4 months ago?
They're up for contempt of court because they told them when they were subpoenaed initially over and over and over, we've given you everything. We've given you everything. And then they open it up and it's like, there it is. It reminds me of a party in high school. I was at this party in high school, and this family, they were rebuilding the bathroom upstairs. So it was just rafters, it was just the floor joist. And like, there were a bunch of us kids there, and there was a couple of kegs, and then, the cops are there.
Yeah, right.
Shit, cops. Shut up. Everybody hides. Shut up. Opens the door.
There's
My
15
one
million
buddy-
cars
My
outside.
one buddy who's like, 15, 16 years old, opens the door and like, hey, what's up, dude? What's going on? Well, yeah, we hear that there's a party here, and yeah, there's like 12 cars out here, so we're gonna arrest anyone that comes out for being underage drinkers. And he goes, well, no, there's only like 4 of us here, you can see. All right, you sure that's all there is? Yeah, that's all there is. I'm gonna check. All right, give me 1 minute, man. And he goes up the stairs and he opens the first bedroom, and there's like 30 people, like, fuck up, shut up. And they're all wedged in there, and they all,
Yeah.
there's, hitting their drink, joints and drinking their beer and everything. And all right, man, clear out. He clears that thing out. They all go downstairs. They all get roasted by the cops that they go out. He goes, all right, man, that's it. And then the cops go, all right, that's it. He goes, that's it, man. We're going to check. Give me 1 more minute, man. And he goes up the stairs and he opens up the bathroom that was unfinished. Tiny bathroom, the size of yours, but there's no shower.
Yeah.
It's just down to floor joist.
Right.
They open it up. 15 kids were in there,
Oh my God.
balanced on the floor joist with their drinks in their joints. He clears them out. Same thing, rinse and repeat. Okay, that's it. You sure? We're gonna check. Oh, 1 more minute, man. And we hear them coming up the stairs, and I'm like, fuck, what do we do? And I look over, and there's a window, and I knew that there was a roof to the front porch.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, shouldn't say who. I was with someone at the time, and we opened that window, and we crawled out onto it along with a couple of buddies of mine, and a guy that I didn't even see crawl out. He just like slithered out like, lizard manners, like, and he went on the other side. And then we closed the window really quietly, and we just laid there really down, really low. And the cops came in, and they rousted everybody out of that room, and they opened the other room, and they rousted like 20 more kids out of that room. We waited like 15 minutes, and the cops took everybody away, and then we went downstairs and we partied. So yeah,
So fun
it's just
times.
like that.
I have a hella party story. Okay, let's lighten things up. Ready?
Okay.
I was like maybe a sophomore, and my parents were out of town, and I was staying with a girl who was a senior at Seaham, right? So
High school stories.
yeah, so weekend came, and I said I need to go to my house to grab more clothes and stuff like that. And she was going out to a party that was in my neighborhood. So what I did is hung out with a couple of my girlfriends at my house, was doing some laundry, I was grabbing some clothes. We were just hanging out. We weren't even doing anything. We weren't drinking. We weren't doing shit. So next thing I know, the girl I was staying with is knocking at the front door with a friend. And she's like, the other party got broken up by the cops. So we're coming over here. And I'm like, okay.
By all means.
But I didn't know we was not, I thought we was just her and her friend. But
And the other 40 came around the corner.
the other 40 came over from the other party. And all of a sudden I have 50 seniors in my house. I put the football players I put the football players on the stairway, and I said, no one goes upstairs. And I mean fucking no one. And if I know anybody goes upstairs, I'm kicking everybody out. Period. I don't care. So I had people all over that house. And in my dad's den, remember before Post-it notes stuck together?
Vaguely.
Okay, before Post-it notes,
Pre-Post-it notes.
pre-Post-it notes, my parents had this little square thing on the desk in the den, and
know they stacked
Yeah, too. PPN.
and it was
Back
like
in the
this.
day.
It was like this stack of paper this tall, and it had like a little metal thing around it to hold all the papers because
Yes.
it wasn't before Post-its. Somebody
Fancy.
reached in the middle of that stack and said Diane had a party on this date at this time.
Oh, that is such a dick
And
move.
when my parents finally got to that
Wow.
piece of paper, I got busted.
That's an incredible dick move.
Oh, such an incredible dick
But
move.
it's funny.
My parents would have never known.
It's funny, but that is an incredible dick move. I thought my party move was a dick move, but that's a serious dick move. No, my party move was I would show up at people's houses for their party and stuff. And then whenever I would go to the bathroom, I would find their calendar and I would flip forward to my birthday, and then I would write Brian's birthday, jacket size, hat size, shoe size.
When is your birthday?
2 days ago.
What?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, dude. Like, I didn't fucking know.
Moron.
Shit, I didn't
Yes.
know. I'm a
Yes.
shit-eating moron.
0.0.
I failed. I totally failed.
No problem.
I
That's why
did
I'm
not
wearing
know,
the one and
babe.
only tour shirt from my COVID tour.
So
which,
your
was
birthday's the
from
5th or the 6th?
6th.
It's my mom's birthday too.
Is it really? Wow.
Yes. I need a beer. Hold on. Is Tony gonna get me a beer or no?
Well, if he doesn't, I guess I can fill with my whole thing about taxes. You hear
Well,
that? No, I got it. No, he's gonna go get it because he doesn't want to hear my thing about taxes.
I actually wonder how many investigations Trump is under. Like, I heard there was 8, but I think there's a lot more. There's like a lot of lawsuits. He won't even give
At one point, there were 27.
a judge has ordered him to give his DNA in the E. Jean Carroll case, and he refuses to give it. Another
Just
place.
Go to the salad bar and look at anything that isn't salad, and you're gonna find his.
Can't you
spit
get
all
somebody
over it.
to get a piece of hair from his hairbrush?
Just that's why he hangs out at Mar-a-Lago, because he owns a place and he can control what happens. to
Everything
there.
yeah.
Yep, it's crazy.
Oh, he's such an asshole.
It's like the Villages, that it's private property. It's it's all for swingers and creepos, and that's where Epstein got Maxwell to recruit a lot of girls from Mar-a-Lago. How did she have access to everything backstage there? Because of Trump. You are a fan of Howard Stern. I like
Yes.
Howard Stern as well. I have my issues with Howard Stern in a couple areas, but he's a solid guy. He's a solid broadcaster. Now, at one point, Howard Stern had him on his show and got Trump to talk about the Miss Teen USA
God.
pageant. And this is on
So
YouTube.
gross.
You can find this. You can go do your own research on this. You don't have to listen to me. I'm not making this up. But Trump was on there, and Trump said, Howard, it's the greatest thing ever. You get to walk around backstage and all these young girls are half naked. You get to look at all of them and say, no, I'm here because of the pageant. It's okay. It's legit. It's the pageant. It's the pageant.
Hold
I
it,
love
hold
it.
it. What the hell is that shit?
Yeah, that's some serious shit, motherfucker. That's what that shit is.
Noel Counselor said he would stick his finger in their mouths and look at their teeth.
Like a horse? Who said that?
Noel Castler.
Who? Noah Kessler?
Noel
Noel
Castler.
Noel Castler. Who's
He's
Noel
a great fucking follow on Twitter.
Castler? Huh?
He used to be like
What is it?
he's a background. He was like a handler on The Apprentice. So he would handle
Hmm.
Ivanka and Eric, and he was very much exposed to those guys for a long period of time behind the scenes. And he literally has a is the only person who has spoken out of many people who know that he's a serial sexual abuser, that he's a serious.
Wait, you need someone on the inside to tell you that?
No, but he's like the only
Son, you got
person
a
that came
panty
out
on your head.
from The Apprentice who said, yeah, he used the N-word all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he did
Really?
he was doing rails of fucking cocaine all the time. He
He did
treated
commercials
everybody.
with Grimace. Of course, he was doing rails
He
of
was-
cocaine all the time.
Yeah, he was a misogynist piece of shit, racist piece
Well,
of shit the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah.
And he can't read. And he can't read.
Of course not. Of course not. I knew all of that just by that image of him getting into that big machine, that big truck machine that they had him get into.
Oh
And
my
once
God,
he got
what was
into it, he went
it?
choo choo like
Oh my
that. And I'm
God.
like, this guy is a fucking moron. And everything that you said about him is absolutely true, I believe, whether alleged or not. I think he's a misogynist, he's a sexist, and I think he's torpedoed himself because the majority of his candidates tanked this last time around. I think that he's losing his power with the
Only
GOP.
one. JD Vance won. Only
His,
one.
the entire reason that the GOP has kept him around is because he has threatened to splinter the group. And if he splinters that off, then they have nothing to stand against the Democrats. They know that. So they've kept him around. They've kowtowed to him, even though he may call their wives fat. He may call them idiots. He may call them shit, but they're still going to stick by him if he can splinter
Suck his
the
dick,
whole
it's so sick.
the whole base. But he can't splinter the base anymore because look at all the failures that he just had. Herschel Walker, the vampires versus werewolves asshole, just lost. Now
So happy
this
about
guy,
that. So happy
this
about
guy
that.
is a walking fucking concussion that can barely put a fucking sentence
Yeah.
together.
It's a tragedy. They're
And
totally using him. It's
almost
awful.
won.
I know.
Almost won.
Yeah.
What in the ever living?
I know, like
fuck all
1.8,
of a planet
1.9
do we
million
live
people
in?
voted for him. It's
Georgia.
Georgia. What the fuck, man? Like,
Stop fucking your sister and get out there and read a fucking book or something. What the hell happened to half of the fucking population there voting for the vampires versus werewolves guy? And this guy could not put a sentence together. The one sentence he had to say
it was his concession
was
speech.
supposed to before that, long before that, he was there and he was flanked by McConnell and he was flanked by the other guy.
It was Cruz and
He was flanked
Cruz
by
and Graham.
Was it Cruz and Graham?
Yeah.
It was Cruz and Graham. Sorry, Graham looks like I mean, they're fucking old, fucking Looney Tunes characters anyway. These assholes are there and they're supposed to be controlling him. They couldn't control him, and the one thing he had to say, and they probably had him like they each had an arm. And one of them had to squeeze it to get him to say the line. Just say the line. And the line was like, this election is for the people. And they squeezed his arm. And what did this asshole say?
Erection.
This erection is for the people.
Oh God, I know.
So fucking beautiful, isn't it?
Oh God,
And
it's so
he
beautiful.
got almost half the fucking votes. People look at me
I
and
think
think
I
I'm
have
crazy when I tell them I'm leaving this country when I retire.
I think we have 5 pages of notes for this show today. 5 pages of notes. We couldn't even get through. There's no way we could get through all of it.
No, there isn't. So you're gonna have to channel your anger down.
Oh my
just
God,
few
dude. Well, I
assholes.
just keep writing.
There are so many assholes out there. Maybe think
No,
about
but
somebody local, like somebody at a store we can call out.
I just keep writing about all the shit that's been happening to Trump
Are you
this
pissed
week.
at Hungry Howie's? We can take them on too. I'm just saying, Trump has got a shitload of stuff that he's done, and Trump is finally getting some comeuppance. Finally starting. It's starting.
17 counts of
It's
fraud and other crimes against his Trump org and Trump company or whatever. And did you hear about Trump #2, like Trump company #2? They called it. I don't even know how to explain it. Like there's a big reach, dude. To
You
like,
don't need to. It's mob mentality.
fuck, it's so dumb.
And I'm
So
sure
the
Eric's
11th,
involved.
well,
Eric
the
is the mastermind behind this
yeah,
whole
the
thing.
11th Circuit Court of
Pontus
Appeals
Fisher was
ordered the dismissal of the special master, which was just a fucking waste of time. And that Trump appointed, and the judge Eileen Cannon, Trump appointed her and shopped for her because it wasn't in the same fucking place where he was. So he went out of his way to get her put in place
You're a little hot.
to review all the documents and classified documents that
Good.
Trump brought to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. And
And
the other documents. That
well,
we
she
found
hold
in
on,
some other
hold on.
places.
She also ordered the DOJ and the FBI to stop investigating the crimes of Trump pertaining to those documents. So, these cocksuckers, I am so sick of their corruption. I'm so sick of Trump. I want him to go down in fucking glorious ball of flames.
Once he doesn't have the power, that will happen, and he doesn't have the power right now because if he splinters off from the core base right now with all the anti-Semite shit from the past week, with all these convictions and everything else coming up, I'm telling you, they're going to learn within before the 2024 election, they're going to determine that Trump is not their guy because he can't splint off and take the majority with them. He can take a small, tiny little fringe amount. Now, what we have to watch for is DeSatan and Abbott. Those are the two assholes that we got to target. Trump is done.
Yeah,
he's done. He's done.
Oh, I fucking hope so. I sincerely hope so.
Yeah.
A federal judge ordered Pat Cipollone and Pat Philman to
Patsy Baloney.
Yeah, Patsy Baloney.
I love
to testify in a criminal grand jury probe.
CC did that. It was great.
So, yeah. Trump's privilege claims in DOJ criminal investigation of his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. I mean, this fucking
guy over here, Jesus fucking Christ, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah, it's bad because there's things they didn't want to testify about, and now they're called back, and then now they have to testify about those things they didn't want to testify about before, and they have to say it in front of a grand jury.
Johnny
so good.
Tight Lips, you gonna testify? I ain't seen nothing.
No, good. Anthony Orlando, Secret Service agent who Trump put his hands around his neck in the POTUS SUV during January 6th because he wanted to go to the Capitol. He just wanted to join the insurrection. He tried to grab the wheel.
Yeah.
And when he tried to grab the wheel when they refused to bring him to the Capitol. He testified to a January 6th committee. Kellyanne Conway testified.
Oh. Oh, really?
And it's kind of when she left. So there's something about the timing of when she left. So anyway, let me pull away from this. Okay. Let's see.
So yeah, the thing is that a lot of that isn't necessarily going to put him in jail.
No, but I just find it interesting that all these people are being pulled in, people who are close to him, people who know what the fuck happened.
They need to wrap it up. They need to get all of that tied up in a nice little bow, and they need to decide as to whether or not they're going to pass it along to DOJ with a recommendation to, prosecute.
Well, they already said they were.
Or if they're, they said
they were.
Well, yeah, but who knows if they'll actually get that now. Now, they also said that they might pass on it and they might let the records go through first because that's just, open and shut at this point. Without the special master anymore, it's open and shut. Classified documents were there, classified materials were there, things that were marked that you shouldn't take were taken. They're there.
This Jack Smith guy, I love this Jack Smith guy. He's so not fucking around. He's so not fucking around. And I love him. He's a fucking pit bull.
You know what it is? We got Wyatt Earp. And Wyatt Earp took a look at him and said, "You gonna skin that smoke wagon?
We got ourselves.
Or are you gonna stand there and bleed?" And he just slapped him a couple of times, is what he did. And then the special master went away because they're like, "Okay, well, yeah, he's probably gonna kill him with his bare hands, so we should probably bring it back." And now it's gone to DOJ, and DOJ doesn't have that hindrance anymore. DOJ can move forward now with that investigation into what they just got 2 more of this week. Come on. We're talking about it is December 8th, 2022, for anyone who didn't catch that earlier. With what's happened this week, I mean, they really can move forward with some stuff. The documents alone, that's it. How can you say any argument? I mean, they've shot down every argument against it at this point. Shouldn't have been taken, shouldn't have gotten there. The people who touched them, the people who loaded the boxes into trucks should all be prosecuted. The Rosenbergs were murdered by the US government for treason for one document.
How about reality winner? One document. She's already spent 5 years in prison for it. One document.
She was
And she was warning us about the Russian collusion with goddamn Trump.
She was pardoned eventually.
How about his freaking post to suspend the Constitution and reinstate himself as POTUS this week?
Yeah, that was part of my posts earlier today. That just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, when you take on any of those positions, any elected position, one of the things that you swear to is that you will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. I will say that again.
Trump never did that. Not once and not ever.
He never did that. You will uphold and defend. You won't say it needs to be suspended because things didn't go your way, you little crybaby.
Oh, he's such a man, baby.
It's nutty. Yeah. Well, Yam Tits is going to have a really bad month or two coming up here. So I'm not too worried about it. He's going to get his comeuppance, but you know who isn't going to get their comeuppance by the looks of it? And I blame this on Big Cheese money. That is the mac and cheese lawsuit that we had coming up just this past couple of weeks.
Wait, hold on. Before you move on to that, I just wanted to say one more thing. Keith Olbermann said this week on one of his shows, he said, terminate the Constitution, ? Terminate his freedom, !
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's treasonous to say to.
It's nothing but treason.
Absolutely.
How can you not call it treason?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay. Go on to the mac and cheese thing. I don't know what this is.
This is our generation's McDonald's coffee suit. And let me go back and give you a little background on that first, because the McDonald's coffee suit was in the 80s. It was a little old lady who she went to the drive-in and she ordered coffee, and the coffee lid came off and it scalded her legs.
Oh God.
And she said, that's it, I'm going to sue you. And she sued them and won. And there was all kinds of safety things that had to go into play, and that's why we have certain lids and all that kind of stuff on coffee stuff now that's the story everybody knows. But again, I will bring this up in a future show about disinformation. That's all a bunch of BS, because she wasn't the one driving. Someone else was driving, so it wasn't her trying to balance it while she was driving. She wasn't holding it between her legs. They had 2 or 3 of them in one of those cardboard containers. Yeah. And she did not even try to open it. It melted through the side of the cup. It was supposed to be at, I think, 84 degrees, and it was at 128 degrees.
Holy
something
shit.
that catastrophically failed the cup. Now, when you see the pictures of the damage to this old lady's legs, you quit joking around about, well, of course it's coffee, it's hot, what do you expect? Ha, ha, ha. That's not exactly what happened. What happened is that she expected it to not explode on her legs. She wasn't trying to drink it. She wasn't trying to open it up while driving. None of that occurred. Disinformation gets out there, and it's crazy. In the modern day, the new thing is going the other way. And that is that this woman is suing Kraft Macaroni and Cheese for their microwavable bowls, because it says on there 5 minutes, but in her microwave, it takes 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And that, my friends, is cause for a lawsuit that has already spent over $1 million.
Oh my God, it's so dumb.
In litigation.
So dumb.
Frivolous lawsuits. Do we need to sue people because maybe just, okay, now that you know that with your shit ass microwave that doesn't do it the way everyone else's does, maybe just add the 15
Probably not on
seconds
full power.
there.
She probably doesn't
Better
even know
yet,
it's on high, full power.
Stop eating their shit microwave mac and cheese and save a couple minutes off of your fucking miserable life.
Oh my God.
Oh, horrible.
Or make real mac and cheese yourself, which is way better than anything
And
that you
will
could ever
kill you
get in a
much
fucking
faster.
box.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
I like to cook, so I
I
would
like to
rather make it myself than and get the ingredients to make it myself. It's cheaper, it's better for you than processed chemical
That's what
foods.
they say. That's what they claim, but some chemical processed foods are wonderful.
Well,
And they taste so lovely.
they taste delicious, but sometimes they're just too
they
fucking
are
bad for you.
fucking delicious. They are.
So let's move on to the fucking Republicans obsessing, and I mean obsessing, over Hunter
Wait a
Biden
minute.
dick pics.
I just got 4 more in my inbox right now.
Oh, you got 4 more dick pics in your inbox?
Yeah, I got them. They're all from. Oh, you know who they're not from? GOP. Rush Limbaugh. Sorry, too soon. Gotcha. She wasn't expecting me to rip on someone who was dead. She, she should know better. She should know better.
He's been gone for a while. I think we can rip on him. Medal of
Oh,
Freedom.
I ripped on
When
him
did
the
he get the
second
Medal
he
of
died.
Freedom? What did I?
No. As soon as he died, I posted out there. You know, it's never good to post anything, being joyful about someone else's death. But ...
Yeah. No, didn't Trump give him the Medal of Freedom or some shit?
And then he was replaced by Tucker Carlson.
So am I right or no?
Yeah, he got the
Congressional Medal of Freedom or some shit. I
yeah,
forget.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh great, way to stain that thing.
Presidential Medal of Valor, I think.
I don't know what it
looks
was.
like, yeah.
We have to look it up on our stupid smartphones.
It was some incredible amount of bullshit right there. It was like saying that Sean Spicer was, really brave.
And a really truthful, honest human being.
Who, by the way, on December 7th, he actually posted that he was so happy about all of the remembrance of D-Day and all the people in D-Day and all that, and it was Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. It wasn't D-Day Remembrance Day. That's
such
another
a
month.
fucking idiot.
So this is the guy who was the White House
Press secretary. Oh my God.
for your guy.
There was more people at Trump's inauguration than there was at Obama's minute. You
Period.
can see the pictures.
Period.
Oh my God. It was like they totally
You shit-eating moron.
That was good, especially for Spicer. I didn't think they could go any lower until they got Wandering Eyed Girl. Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
God.
Yeah, and I have a wandering eye too, so I just can't see eye to eye with her.
Oh God, she's
there we go. Thank you.
She's awful.
Thank you. I needed that. Oh
no,
my heart is full
Hunter
now.
Biden dick pics.
My heart is now empty again. Hunter Biden dick pics. You got to ruin my night with this. Come on.
Tony
I
Michaels.
told you last week. Let's give him Hunter Biden, and they have nothing to bitch about.
Tony Michael calls them the cock Nazis. Like,
Holy Jesus.
the cock Nazis. Oh God.
It's nuts that you would be that nuts about somebody's nuts.
I know. It's sick. It's psychotic, but I can't help but laugh. I'm sorry, the cock Nazis. Oh God, that made me laugh so hard. No, but seriously, the right is totally obsessed with children's genitalia and children and grooming and women's reproductive rights and toxic masculinity and alpha males.
They need to tan their balls.
It's sick.
It's beyond sick. It's
the tanning of the balls thing.
The cult
was
of disinformation.
Really fucked up, man.
It's the cult of disinformation is what it is. Let me throw a couple of names out here. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to give me the first couple of words that you think when I say this. Ready? I'll let you put that down.
I'm
here we
ready.
go.
I'm closing my eyes.
Lizzie Borden.
Lizzie Borden. I know the name, and I
Lizzie Borden killed her family with an axe, supposedly.
don't remember.
Lizzie Borden is known as a mass murderer who killed her family with an axe, 30 whacks with a wet noodle. Lizzie Borden, there's a whole Lizzie Borden house and all this kind of stuff. But Lizzie Borden was acquitted. And she is not, I know, and I'm going to move on from that. She was not guilty. Richard Gere never put a gerbil up his ass. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing was spicy, and all the disinformation out there is the idea of needing to feel smarter than anyone else in the room, even if it means complete bullshit coming out of your mouth. There's a whole mentality which is behind this cult of personality that follows the Trump revivalist tent meetings. And that is this whole disinformation thing. They love it. They grasp onto it. It's like, of course I saw that. Of course I saw that lizard blink in their eyes. And nobody else saw that because they're not as smart as me. It makes them feel special. And that's really what you draw someone into a cult with.
Well,
doing
also, I also
It's
think it's gaslighting and on a major scale because they're so obsessed with Hunter Biden and his fucking laptop and all this bullshit when we've never seen a picture of the laptop. We've never seen any
Give them
forensic
Hunter Biden.
evidence from it, not one iota. When they are actually guilty of thousands of scandals.
Give them
Like,
Hunter
I don't
Biden,
even
and
know.
let's question the Ivankas. Let's question Jared.
And they're literally
Ivanka.
under all these investigations for voter fraud, for raping little kids, I just saw another thing today. Another right-wing congressman went down for
Careful with your wording.
money laundering and
Phrasing.
and I don't know, something. And he's super anti gay and anti this, and when you hear him talk, you're just like, come on, gay. Like my like
on,
I have
gay.
I don't have a special little power,
A
okay,
gaydar?
and
You
it's a gaydar.
gaydar is your
Yes,
special
and
power.
it was just like fucking in the red when I'm watching this guy talk. I'm just
I have no gaydar ability. I have drunken recall. I get smashed drunk, and then I can recall the entire lyrics to this song that the little Japanese girls in Mothra sing. And I can do it in fluent Japanese, even though I don't speak Japanese. Other than that, that's my superpower.
right. So
Thank you,
anyway,
Tony.
yeah, they have literally, I mean, Trump and all his ilk are literally under a ton of investigations.
Of course.
And
Matt
I was
Gaetz.
just thinking about, they're bringing back the Stormy Daniels investigation, the whole Russia thing, the $15 million from China. How about,
China.
yeah, how about he visited his properties 550 times and they spent $2 million in Secret Service protection.
We gave them a break, Ivanka said, supposedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's just, and Jared, they want to talk about Hunter Biden. Let's talk about Jared and Ivanka for just 2 seconds. Jared gets $2.5 billion from the Saudis. I think he also got money from Qatar. I want to say it was like 1.6 or 1.1. I can't remember. And then Ivanka had 47 trademarks with fucking China. 47. Before COVID hit, that was what, Trump was, we're doing a deal with China and he loved China. China was so great. God, he's such an asshole. And they made $750 million in the 4 years that they were in the White House as Trump advisors.
Yes. And Hunter Biden was never a White House advisor, and Hunter Biden never sat in Daddy's chair when Daddy went to go pee.
They got $100 million in a woman's fund. They got $6.35 million in PPP COVID loans. I'm like, I don't want to hear another fucking word about fucking Hunter Biden's laptop. Seriously, when they are facing 1,000 scandals and a fucking 1,000 lawsuits, and
I could hear some more because it points out how crazy they are and how far they're going to try to reach some kind of conclusion on Hunter
Go
Biden.
ahead, investigate him. Investigate him.
I
You're not going to
said
get
last
anywhere,
week-
and he's not running for fucking office.
I said last week, give him up. Let's just give him to him. If that's what they want, here you go. Okay, next.
Oh, what?
And
did
the
he
only other thing
not-
that you have is
did
you
he-
got Margie Three Toes.
He made a
who's
mistake on
shameless
his taxes,
boss,
and you're going to fucking, you want to put him in jail? And
who's trying to impeach everybody. Margie Three Toes is trying to get everybody impeached all the way up. It doesn't
her.
matter. You know, anybody does something, she wants to impeach.
Scuzzy little bitch.
What
And-
in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Why do you have to be such a wanker?
One thing before I turn
Jesus.
the page, this Kelly Ernaby or whatever, deputy attorney in California, died of COVID. She's 46 years old and she was an anti-vaxxer. So great. COVID's on the rise. Flu is on the rise. Everybody's like freaking out about this. We might even have to go back into doing this in your basement and I'm doing it in my basement. It wouldn't be
Have
as
you
much
seen-
fun, but
Have you seen the new Dyson headset that has the air purifier on it? Dyson is now making air purifiers, facial air purifiers, like total sci-fi stuff. Yeah, we might be able to still. Hello,
Hold it, what the hell is that shit?
I'll tell you what, Tom.
I
am here. I feel a disturbance.
do you follow Andrea Junker? She's at Strand
I do
Junker on Twitter.
I don't follow that many people.
She did this post on Twitter and I wanted to read it because I thought it was kind of cool. She said Hitler did not operate the gas chambers himself, but he was responsible. Bin Laden did not fly the airplanes into the World Trade Center himself, but he was responsible. Trump did not storm the Capitol himself, but he was responsible. And I have to add to that, even though he wanted to go to the Capitol really bad, and he wanted to go on the floor and just pronounce himself king.
Yeah.
Fucking fat fascist. No, but I thought it was a really interesting way to look at it, and we hold these people accountable for their atrocities because they are atrocities.
That's true, but the atrocities were that in the Holocaust, millions died, and in 9/11, thousands died, and on January 6th, I hate to say it, but a handful of people died. They didn't need to die. I agree that the deaths were absolutely atrocious. Shouldn't have happened.
148 were injured.
But yeah, that's I mean,
It could have been so much worse. It could have been.
it could have been so much worse.
they had
Did you
gotten
see
their
what just
hands-
happened in Germany.
I did hear about this.
Far right
25
wingers
people, yep,
were
arrested.
part of the Watkins
3,000
Ron
people.
Watkins QAnut shit. Yeah.
3,000 law enforcement
Yep.
came to get them. 3,000. What is Tony saying? I can't hear him.
He sounds like a robot. So all kinds of fun stuff. So now I want to take it in a slightly other direction because I have a question that I'd really like to ask.
mm,
And that is we live here in the United States and we pay our taxes. And how much, you don't need to say how much you pay in taxes, but everybody pays their taxes. And here's the thing. They already know. The whole concept of taxes is that we have to fill out paperwork and see if we come up with the same number that they come up with. And if it is, that's great. We
Yeah.
get to pay that amount. But if it's slightly different, then there's a whole discrepancy and maybe they can come and audit you. And there's a whole industry behind preparing your taxes and all that. And the entire time at the beginning of the day, they know the number.
mhm.
Why don't you just tell me what I owe? Why don't we do that? That's what in the ever living fuck is the tax, industry all about? Why do we even have it? It's such utter bullshit. Did you take algebra? Can you fill out this document? Did
Yeah.
can you work a calculator? Does it work out the right? Oh, works out a little less? Okay, well, we're
mean-
going to charge you more.
First of all, Tony, will you get rid of the screen for me, please? It's
But
driving me
they
crazy.
already know that number.
The screen. You know, I understand we have to pay our taxes because we need roads.
Yes.
We need the police department. We
But
need
they
the
already
fire
know what you
department.
pay.
We need those things. We
Yes.
need all that stuff.
I'm not saying not to pay them.
No, and I understand, but what I resent is when our tax dollars go to paying Secret Service agents for a treasonous ex-president. That's what I'm fucking pissed off about. I don't like it when we have to.
It would be interesting to
Fuck
actually
him.
take a look and see what that percentage is. What percentage of our taxes went towards that?
Right. Yeah.
That would be a cool experiment, wouldn't it? Work the numbers on that.
I don't know,
I
man. And him and his whole entire fucking family. His fucking shit-eating family. Fuckers.
Oh, well, you're going to have to wait for the FBI to really, put all their whole case together against that. There's all kinds of stuff going on there.
Oh, I did hear today that Kushner is under investigation by the Senate Finance Committee and the House Oversight
Sure.
Committee for, quote, improperly influencing U.S. tax, trade, and national security policies, unquote.
Couldn't happen to a worse person.
Oh, and here's my statistics on Kushner. He got the $1.5 billion from the Saudis. He got $1.1 billion for his 666 building from Qatar.
You know, the problem here, Di, is that you left a big part out of that. And the part that you left out is Hunter Biden's dick pics. Because gas prices, Hunter Biden's dick
Dick pics.
pics.
Inflation,
Hunter Biden's dick pics.
the border.
Hunter Biden's dick pics.
Gay rights.
Sir Biden's Johnson Tallywhacker.
Marriage equality.
Hunter Biden's dick pics. Dick pics. That just happened. Shake and bake. Hunter Biden's dick pics.
Climate change.
Hunter Biden's dick pics. That's what's going to solve it. If we all print them and burn them, then the smoke coming up is going to cause a barrier that will protect them. Hunter Biden's dick pics.
Have we seen an answer to their tax problems, to the inflation problems? No.
Okay.
Do they have
I
an
gotta shake it
answer?
in
Their
my body.
answer is Hunter Biden's dick pics.
I got to shake it in my body.
Hunter Biden's laptop.
I got a whole thing going on. I got a whole revivalist thing going on. Hunter Biden's dick pics.
God.
Michigan gave us
They turn it out like even when Nancy Pelosi's husband got bludgeoned with a fucking hammer, they turned it into this gay sexual thing.
Yeah.
Instead of a right wing crazy.
He got attacked. He must have been gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Turn it into a whole gay thing. And how their Hunter Biden is,
Them gays is crazy. They'll take a hammer
he's
and
smoking a cigarette in a bathtub. He's a big sinner. Giant sinner.
Come out, wherever you are.
I'm so sick of hearing about Hunter Biden. They've been investigating his ass for fucking 2 years and they haven't found a fucking thing. Maybe a little tax problem.
Dick pics.
They found dick pics and they
found
keep
dick
what they're
pics.
obsessed. They're obsessed.
But look,
All right, you hayseeds, it's a stick up.
if that second fold underneath the sweet triangle on the base, if that
Jesus.
contained all kinds of confidential documents, then perhaps they have something that we should be looking into. There could be something in the fold of that turtle head
God.
that we have not seen yet.
Oh my God.
That turtle head could be containing all kinds of info.
Holy shit.
You don't know. You do not know. I do not know.
You're a goddamn
But thank you so much
disgrace.
for listening to HBL Radio Nation. While Di is off in the other room, we're going to listen to the smooth sounds of Tony Russell.
Fuck 'em.
There you go.
You know? Like,
Yes.
why was James Woods so...
I found it's always best when she says something in the other room and walks into this room, just agree with whatever the hell she said.
Oh my God, no. No, why is James Woods reposting the picture? He got kicked off Twitter for doing it.
He's mad that people aren't talking about his Johnson, because the whole thing was he paid to have a story go around that he had the biggest Johnson in Hollywood because he was jealous of Liam Neeson.
Okay, then.
That was perfect, Tony.
You're being very undude.
Tony's the real comedian in here.
There you go. Yeah. All I got to do is just say words.
Oh God. No, it's I don't know. James Woods is obsessed with Hunter Biden's dick pics.
Well, wait till Randy Quaid gets a hold of him.
Oh God.
Because Randy Quaid is completely insane. I mean, have you really seen?
I've seen videos of him.
Jesus, what?
Yeah, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, I'm pretty certain that Survivor Man caught footage of him in the woods and thought it was a squatch, and put that out. And Marjorie Taylor Greene got really excited because she thought that there's another one.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Did you hear that Michael Avenatti got 14 years in prison for basically doing what he did to Stormy Daniels and scamming all her money?
He screwed all of
he did to all his
everybody that worked for him. Yeah, that he worked for, I should say. Yeah, all of his clients. He screwed them all.
Good.
Yeah, there's it's great that he's that they got that, but did they get their money back? Did they get anything other than that? That's really my follow-up question there is what did the victims get out of that other than the justice of him seeing him behind bars?
Fines. I think he had to pay something like
but did any of that make it to the victim?
I don't know.
Victims.
I'm hoping so.
Stormy, let us know.
Yeah, she took $300,000. He took $300,000 for that book deal that she got. Yeah. He took the book deal money. She never got any of that. He's what a fucking dick. And in the beginning, I thought he was a good guy. I thought he was, fighting for Stormy and doing the best he could.
Clearly, she did as well.
Yeah, and she got scammed by him, man. And I feel bad for her. I do. And she seems cool. Like, I would like to have a beer with her. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, when New Orleans was having issues, she was out there organizing people, getting people to drop off water in certain locations.
You mean after Katrina?
And after several of the hurricanes, she's done this many times, from what I'm aware. She goes out there, she organizes, she's part of the local community. She also is part of the ghost hunting community. She's part of the paranormal community as well. So, and she's not just everybody think, she's a big porn star as well, but she also directs and produces as well. So, she's got a lot of stuff going on, and she does a lot of good in her neighborhood. Right. Whether you like what she does or not,
she does a lot.
She does a lot of good, and you got to look at that. You can't be prudish about what somebody does. As long as it's,
she's done more for the community.
Do you suck dicks?
Than any Republican ever did.
Republicans do.
Oh my God, I heard that too. When Republicans come to town for a convention or something, all the gay porn sites go up excrementally. That was a Freudian slip if I didn't hear.
exponentially.
Yeah, exponentially.
Was
But excrementally.
Freud was right.
Freud was right.
What kind of shit you talking, girl? Damn.
That Freud was right was really kind of low. Play it again.
Well, that stinks.
Well, Freud was right.
Freud was right. Yes.
Excrementally.
Yes. Sometimes a
Zero.
cigar is a
Point
piece of turd
zero.
being rubbed on.
What's the real word that I was looking for again?
Exponentially.
Yeah, exponentially.
Excrementally. You ever heard of the Daleks on Doctor Who? Excreminate.
Oh my God. I just made a new word.
Yes. Excremination.
Thank you very much. Can I be in charge for a while?
No. Actually, yeah, you can, because I think we've been on, and I think do we have anything more to talk about?
I think that's just about what we have at this point, isn't it?
How long have we been on?
I don't know when we started.
I don't know either. I guess we need a time clock.
I guess it doesn't matter because we're just going to decide when we end, and it feels like it's time right now.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and do that. It was a good show. We had fun coming around from some pretty hard-hitting topics and bringing it back to good times, and having a couple of party stories in there too. So thank you once again for listening to HBL Radio Nation. I am Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
We'll see you next time.
Next
Thank you.
week.